Hi everyone, this is Cindy Crane at the Heart, and I'm back with the very first video in the scrap bin collaboration with Mandy's Place. So Mandy would like all the collaborators to work not on buying things, but on using what you have in your stash or your scrap bin. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my project. And so what I decided to do was I really wanted to make a junk journal for March because I made one for February. I'm going to do a quick flip through to kind of give you an idea of how I filled my junk journal. But this is the collection I'm using. It's called Hello Again, and it is a Cartabella one from 2013. So I've had it for a while, a pretty long while. And so it probably was going to go into a D-stash at some point because it's one of those collections that I don't really know what to do with because it's not specific enough, I guess. Like it's not Christmas, it's not Easter, it's not necessarily spring. However, I'm going to use this collection. I'm actually going to do a kill the kit, and I'm going to be using it for a bunch of projects and along with, of course, my scrap bin. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I decided to make for today. And that is some junk journals. So I made 2 junk journals, and let me show you what I made. So let's start with this one right here. And what I decided to do, because I was going to actually do some kind of file folder one. I was playing around with that. But this paper ended up being super thick. It's that cardstock, kind of a really heavyweight cardstock type paper. And so I just felt like it would be really bulky. So I decided to not even do a cover because the paper was so strong. So all I did was cut a paper at 7 by, I believe, 11. And then I went ahead and I scored at the 5.5 mark. I scored a quarter from the left of the 5.5 mark and a quarter to the right. Gives you a 1/2 inch gusset. That's kind of how I do it. And then I just decorate the front very simply with the paper and the cut apart, as well as the sticker sheet that comes in the collection. And then I used this pom-pom trim, which I bought from AliExpress, and I've had it for a while. I had bought it, well, not a while, but I think I'd bought it around Halloween time in all different colors. And so that's the front and that's the back. And so the back just has this little piece back here just to kind of hold my ribbon down. Okay. And so when you open it up, and the way that I do my junk journals is, you'll notice this too, in comparison to other junk journals, is that mine are very clean and simple. They're not that junky or that shabby at all, because that's just really not my style. Because I sometimes will branch out, tiptoe into mixed media, tiptoe into shabby, but really clean and simple is kind of where I live. So when you open it up, there is a pocket here. And then I just have paper cut at various sizes. So paper from the collection, card, a piece of paper from a book. This is a card from the collection, a paper bag, a white paper bag, a piece of just regular lined paper. I ended up making a pocket here with a tag. Piece of paper here, an envelope. This is a heart from Target Dollar Spot. Here is the rest of the envelope. So you could tuck something in there, like a little note or journal card. And then a blank side to journal. And then this ends up being kind of a tuck spot. You can tuck something in there. And then the other side of the paper. And then here's paper sack. And then here is an envelope. And what I did with the envelope is I ended up closing the envelope and making it a pocket out of the top. So that's it there. And then here, and I just stapled a sack from Tuesday morning. The other side of the text paper. This ended up making a little pocket right here, and then a pocket right here. And then you've got your pom-pom trim. So that's this one. And then here is the other one. I still have a ton of paper left, but I'm doing a swap. And so I'm going to be using paper for the swap. So, but here we go. This is like in my light here a little bit. So this one, same thing. It's very similar in style. So I've got the pom-pom trim on both sides, and then this side's got a card that you actually could write on if you want, or I want. This one actually, I think this is the one I'm keeping for myself. So you've got a pocket here, and then it's very similar in formation. This card, I didn't, this card I don't, oh yeah, I did create a pocket. So I've got a pocket here, but I didn't have a cool tag like the other one. Something to fill out. This makes like a little spot to tuck something in. I've got some writing places here. Paper sack. The heart. The other side of the paper sack. So very, very similar. Pocket. This was part of a swap I'd gotten. And then this one I also did the same thing. Makes a journaling card up here. And then you can see all my loose spots. And then that's that one. So this is the one that I'm definitely keeping for myself. So let me do a quick flip through of my February junk journal so you can see how you could fill it up and that it's not that junky. I mean, it is kind of, but kind of not. So it's very different from a daily, daily December, daily, because I don't do things every day. And it's a journal. So I'll also spend time actually journaling in here. It's not just pictures and things I've done. So that's what makes it a little bit different in my eyes. So I've got the date up here, and then you can see all these little places. It's more like a smash book is what I think of it as. So, and then I've got journaling here, and I did the date on the back because I had the date thing there. And then a picture of my son. I have this one. I used a page from a magazine or recipe magazine or whatever. So I've got a journaling card. This is all stuff that was just kind of laying around. I journaled here in white on the black sack. I cut out a picture of the book I was reading and the other book I was reading. And then here I wrote on paper on both sides. And you can see I did a lot of pom-pom trim on this one because it was, it's Valentine's Day. So here's my goofy dog. Here he is looking out the window like a dummy. And then this one, my daughter used that chalk, like coloring chalk for your hair on the dog and gave him pink hair. He looks so cute, actually. And so journaling. And then this was a card that I had made to kind of demo the hot foil. And so I was going to put it on a card, but I ended up just using it as a journal spot. So I'm going to kind of do that. Like if I make a few things that I don't really want to maybe necessarily turn into a card, they could be turned into, project lifestyle cards that you could tuck into, the journal. So there's that. And then, so I do have, pictures, journaling. You can kind of see how I went to Disneyland. Lily had the flu. This was actually a Christmas. Was it Christmas? I don't know. Some kind of card that I had just literally laying on my desk. And so I just tucked it in there. And then this is from a paper pad that I've been trying to kill forever, which is part of the scrap bin, right? I only have like one sheet of this stuff left. So I just took a piece of paper from that. It had this giant piece. I just cut it so it looks like a Project Life card. And then I journaled on the back. This was a name tag that we got for this lame professional development we did at school. And then my favorite Starbucks drink this month, which was the cherry mocha, my favorite. And then here's my little Harajuku girl getting ready for school dance with her uncle. This is a little pocket that I had made. And then I just journal right on there if I can. And then here I might journal something and make a little tag, but I didn't really do anything. This is the only page I didn't do anything to. And so here I have just journaling there. And then here's a paper sack. So I did the same thing. I took one of those papers from that My Mind's iPad, and it had these like larger kind of pieces. So I just cut it down so that it made a little journaling card. And then it just tucks right in here, and I just use scrap of ribbon and a stapler. And here is a quote. Here are some recipes that this is one that I want to make, which is apricot white chocolate scones. And then here is the salted chocolate chunk shortbread cookie. It's called The Cookie from the New York Times. That doesn't go there. That I want to make. So there's room here for journaling if I decide that I want to do something else. I'm pretty much done with this, but I might look back through it and just kind of finish it off. And then I had this paper sack here, and I had the other piece of whatever card it was that I used. Anyway, I just used that other piece and wrote with my white pen, nothing on the other side. Don't worry about that. And then, so this is my goals for February. And then here are my new goals for March. And tuck it in, and it just says new goals for March. And then here's just a place that I can journal. And then here is what I'm looking forward to in the month. And so that is pretty much complete. I'll probably do a quick go through and maybe do my last thoughts, but that's my junk journal and how I did it. So those are my projects. And so I'm going to do some simple giveaways while I'm doing this scrap bin collab. Nothing crazy, because part of it is not buying anything. It's to kind of use what we have. And so I'd like to gift this other journal that I made to someone who would like it. So if you would like it, then in your comments, just say that you'd be interested and you'd love to win one, or you'd love to win this. And so when I come back for my next scrap bin collab, then I'll pull a winner. So I will have various different, nothing's just something simple. You just leave a comment and you can win something very simple from me. I do have, so I'm going to do a video on it, just an update on my little swap that I'm doing. And so that's very easy, and I'll go over that in another video. And I have something planned, a birthday card challenge, which is going to be coming up in May. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you visit all the other collaborators. They're listed in the description box below, so that you can get some other ideas on different ways to use what you've got already in your stash. Thanks for watching. This is Cindy.